Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the Microsoft Camp of News for today. What's going on? Your boy Ryan here. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm running a little late with the news. Sorry, I've been busy. My whole schedule is completely messed up. I have a lot of stuff to do, so excuse me. Dragon Ball FighterZ closed beta begins today on PS4, Xbox One. Here are the times. If you guys are interested in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I know a lot of you are. Here are the times right here. Go check it out. Have fun. Have fun, guys. Have fun. All right, let's move on to the actual Xbox news. All right, so next week on Xbox, new games for September 18th through the 24th. We got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Blackguards 2, Super Hydora, Morphight, Pankapu, Raiders of the Broken Planet, Project Cars 2, Lego Ninjago movie video game, Siam Speedrunners from Hell, The Coma Recut, Inc., Caveman Warriors, Revolve, Bloody Zombies, and those are your games for September. Go check those out. If you guys are on Xbox and any of those games catch your fancy, go check them out. All links will be in the description below, don't worry. Xbox One X GPU is nice, but the exact performance has yet to be seen, says Minion Masters Dev. The exact performance has yet to be seen, as with every GPU before its release. Obviously, the console's not out, so they haven't gotten the full power out of this console. Not yet, not at least with the GPU is concerned. But keep in mind, please, for everybody who is really looking forward to this console, don't let this statement, okay? Don't let this statement really get you hyped. Do not, man. This system has a very bad CPU. Yes, it's clocked a little higher than the PS4 Pro, but the CPU is just not going to do anything that's going to blow people's minds. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get, like, I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you guys warning, fair warning. I don't want to really delve back into that, but I'm giving you guys a fair warning. It's not going to do that much. It's a good, GPU, but the CPU is the main problem. And obviously, they had to cut a corner somewhere, and sadly, it was with the CPU. It really was with the CPU. The CPU is just, well, you already know what the CPU is. It's not anything to jump out your seat over. But if you guys want to read that, go check it out. Okay, this is actually interesting because what I'm about to read to you now, Microsoft needs this. Xbox One's intelligent delivery system will free up hard drive space. It organizes data into chunks that can be deleted if not needed. Let's read this. Microsoft has been working on a new feature for Xbox One and One X that stands to save users a ton of storage space. Eurogamer reports called Intelligent Delivery. The system allows for game data to be sorted into chunks, allowing players to delete bits they don't need and free up space on their hard drives. Here are a few ways that could be proved to be super useful for FIFA games, where the download is largely taken up by all of the various languages supported by the game. Users would be able to delete all of them except the language they need. Another example, players with Xbox One consoles wouldn't have to download all the 4K assets used by X consoles, which they wouldn't need because their system doesn't support them anyway. And further, for games like Call of Duty, players that only want to focus on either multiplayer or single player modes can delete the one they aren't using and then reinstall it whenever they want to use it. Okay, that's actually smart. Additionally, intelligent delivery will support games on multiple disks, with the primary disk holding all the necessary data and additional ones up to 15 total, carrying extra data chunks that players could add in as needed. Right now, Microsoft is only supporting 2 disks, but game developers wanting to use more can work that out with the company on case-by-case basis. Of course, all these features depend on game creators sorting their games into data chunks, which they may not want to do solely for Xbox One. And for some things, like separating campaign and multiplayer modes, it may not be so simple. But intelligent delivery offers some smart tools that stand to have big impact on storage space and download times. So that's actually pretty good. I like that. I like how you have the option now. So especially for games like Call of Duty, which is terrible, where they give you that unnecessary story, you have the ability to remove that from your save. So that way, when you start the game, it automatically goes straight to multiplayer. That's cool. I like that. This is by far the best news I've heard from Microsoft. Best news. Why? I'll tell you why, which I'm about to get into in a second. But this is definitely the best news for Microsoft. Good job on Microsoft's end. That's a good job on their end. That's perfect. Thank you for sorting that issue out, at least trying to sort the issue out. Because whether you guys realize it or not, games with these 4K assets, yes, they're going to look good. Yes, they're going to play good. And yes, they're going to, boot up faster. But games with these 4K assets at the end of the day have bigger updates bigger updates, true, but also bigger overall downloads, base downloads than the standard games now. And that's what Microsoft is doing with the One X. A lot of these games have these bigger updates and bigger download times. So, with that being said, this system delivery is very cool. I like that. Now, the question is, I wonder if Sony will pick up on this on the PS5. And obviously, I'm expecting this to pass over to the Xbox, the new Xbox for the next generation. Yes, unlike some people, I believe there's going to be another Xbox next generation. Why? Because I can see their shareholders probably giving them one last hurrah, one last chance to prove themselves. And then that's when Microsoft is going to come out guns a-blazing and fix the problems that they made and, dig themselves hopefully out of the hole that they have done this generation with their choices in terms of games and exclusives and just their overall focus on rather, not pushing their audience, but pushing, the other particular audience that really does not care, and that's PC. So that's what, that's what they're doing. But as far as this, again, very good news on Microsoft's behalf. Very good. Now, I repeat that. Very good news on Microsoft's behalf, because after what I'm about to read you, you're all going to agree. Forza 7 install size is 95 gigabytes, and half that is a download. Yeah, let's read this. Okay. Might as well read the whole thing. Turn 10 has revealed details of a huge day one download for Forza Motorsport 7, with less than 3 weeks until the game launches. In the latest blog post on the official website, Turn 10 confirmed the game's install size as well as what features players can expect at launch. A massive install size. Turn 10 has confirmed that its largest ever Forza game will occupy approximately 95 gigabytes of hard drive space on Xbox One. Earlier this year, the Windows Store let slip of the install size. At the time, rumors suggested the size was only for the upcoming Xbox One X and that vanilla Xbox One users would have a smaller install. But, let's see, Forza Motorsport 7 will take up approximately 45 gigabytes on the game disc alone, with the remaining 50 gigabytes coming in an additional download, while Turn 10 has assured players that the game will be completely playable on disc alone. It recommends the additional download in order to experience the breadth of content available. So they have... So 45 gigabytes is the base download. That's the base. Keep this in mind. This is the base download for the game. So in order for you to get the game up and running and playing, you need to download the 45 gigabytes. The patches, or not the patches, but the other additional updates or upgrades would be 50. Now, 50 gigabytes of more information. Listen. I don't know. They said it's content, okay? They said it's content, but the question is, how much content? Are they really going to go with a pay-to-win type of thing? How much content is going to be in this? How many downloadable cars are going to be in this for 50 gigabytes, It's a question you guys might want to ask. How much content is really going to be in this? Because if it's not that much content, let's say there's probably 4 or 5 extra cars and downloads, right? How much is these assets then? That's a good question. We'll find out. We will find out when the game eventually drops. So let's just continue. We'll find out. Xbox 360 era Forza games typically shipped on 2 discs, one for the main game and one for content. Very true. I remember that. That couldn't fit. It appears that in the process of fitting in 700 cars, okay, and time and weather variations for the game's 32 tracks. Turn 10 has turned out of or has run out of space on physical media. Okay. So there you go. That's pretty much summarizes. So obviously, yes, 700 plus cars, weather variations, and 32 tracks. Okay, but that could take up a good chunk. However, we're still not seeing the downloadable size. We don't know what I mean by that. We don't know what the downloadable content's going to be. We don't know how many cars are going to be added in downloadable content. That's if they offer any. We don't know what else customization they're going to have for pay to win or not pay to win, but pay for DLC. We don't know what that's going to be. And we also obviously don't know how big these 4K assets are. So that's the main question, is how big are the 4K assets. But overall, that kind of makes sense. And it's kind of if you kind of look at this, I don't think people should be really that mad over this. I mean, obviously you should be shocked by this, by the size. But I don't think anybody should be mad, because this kind of does give you a nod back to last generation, where Microsoft had 2 discs for a good amount of games. Remember, Grand Theft Auto 5 was on 2 discs. This was on 2 discs, and I'm not mistaken, Max Payne was on 2 discs. So, games were definitely had run out of space on the Xbox side, and they're doing this again with this particular game. So, I mean, that could be a good thing. That the game has more features and everything coming, but again, we just don't know the size of these assets. We don't know how big these assets are. So, let's see. Did I basically cover it? I mean, basically that's just the size. So I don't really cover this. Hold on. Okay, assets intended to showcase the console's power. Okay, actually, let's see this. On November 7th, Forza Motorsport 7 will receive another large update timed with the release of the Xbox One X. This update will include upgraded assets intended to showcase the console's power. Forza Motorsport 7 will receive a bump to 4K compared to 1080p, while maintaining 60 frames per second. The game will be just one of several racing titles receiving 4K enhancements for the Xbox One. Stay tuned for further news. Okay, so yeah, we don't know yet. We'll know when the system eventually drops. We'll know the actual assets and everything. We will know that. But that's pretty much about it. All speculation at this point on how big these assets could actually be. We shall see. Only time will tell, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later. You guys stay easy. I'll see you guys later. I gotta do Nintendo's news next, so I'll be back in a few minutes. But deuces. Catch you guys later.